cool technology. I mean, we're all trying to predict what's next in our channels, what are hot markets, what are hot topics, and digging in to figure out where people are, what they're doing, and what they're going to buy. And you know, if you had a crystal ball, of course you'd be rich, and hindsight's 20/20, yada yada yada. Here's a product that actually automates and makes a lot of that simpler and does a lot of the work for you and gives you really interesting data. And all internet businesses are based on data, so this is definitely something you want to look into. And it's called the Internet Time Machine. And I'm going to let Kurt Dalton to explain it to you.
I'm very excited to be out here today because I'll be able to answer your question about which app you should be making or which product or which niche you should be getting into. The Internet Time Machine project is a trends analytics software that we started about 6 years ago. And for those that are new to internet marketing, the general rule of thumb 6 years ago was, how do I find a new product? What kind of niche should I get into? I've done my PPC course, I've done my SEO, I've done my blogging course. And the advice was, well, go out and see what's popular. Try to catch a trend. Go out into a very competitive market and try to compete. Now, a lot of people lost a lot of money on that advice. So what we did is we took an economics equation known as supply and demand, and we brought it into the market to say, if we could scan the world, worldwide conversations like blogs, like forums, and download everything and study it, we could start to see worldwide conversations pick up from the absolute zero, say a Google results of 0, all the way up to 1 million. So what we decided to do was create a spider, a bot, a search engine. We also run the new search engine now, Relevant. Go out into the world, and every 24 hours we download everything that's written off of 55 million sites. So we download it, and what we do is we run a 13-step algorithm on it to pull out the nouns, pronouns, and noun phrases up to 5 words. And we create a big scorecard. So our scorecard records how many inbound links, where that word was found, where those phrases came from. So we then take the phrase every day, and we go to the 7 major search engines and ask, what are the organic results and what are the PPC results? So every day we create a supply and demand point on a graph for a certain phrase. One monitors demand, conversation, search volume, and the other manages organic results or PPC results. So it looks something like this. You'll have search demand going up, but what we bring to the industry is a result side, because a niche develops when demand is going up and supply is remaining constant. So up until this point, everyone's been chasing a niche. So instead of telling you, hey, go do dog training, I can tell you today, that's going to be very competitive. Did you know that bearded dragon right now is one of the fastest growing pet niches? It has over 60 phrases in our software, and it's a pet lizard. Looks like something out of Jurassic Park that has huge demand going off, like bearded dragon diet, bearded dragon vivarium, where these things live, yet no supply. There's no guru out there. There's no ebook out there for that. Or if you're in the health niche, you all know what acai berry, I'm sure, in this room is. You can go compete on a very competitive nature, or I could tell you that African mango extract right now is tracking stronger than acai ever did and has very little supply. So we create a trend going up, more interest, more people wanting to know about African mango extract, yet there's nothing out there. I think there's maybe one CPA offer. So what I have is a screenshot. We're releasing our 2.0 version. This is our actual interface. I'm just going to walk you through it real quick. We've been open about a year, and some of the complaints, suggestions we had in our first year were 2 things. One, we supply you raw data. Some people just want within their industry. Hey, I'm just in the health niche. I'm just in the legal niche. I'm in the information niche. So we have categories in our new interface, and we added the first company in the world to add geo-targeting. Some people want to get their PPC campaigns down to a zip code, down to a state. If we have geo information on that niche, we'll show you where in the world the niche is getting popular. So let's say child diabetes diet books, which is a very big little niche right now, with a lot of people looking for information with diabetes, parents are looking. We can tell you South Florida, West London, those are 2 places that it's really taking off. So right up the top here, you'll see we only have a couple different interfaces. The first is more for bloggers, domainers, flippers. This is the most recent mentions in the world over the last week. This has kind of nothing to do with supply demand. This is just for like an AdSense type thing or a blogger that wants to get ranked high on a certain subject. Anyone guess what the #1 word in the last 10 days was? Winning. Very good. That wasn't too hard. Exactly. Winning, if you know about Charlie Sheen. The second part of the interface, this is where it gets interesting. New trends and emerging trends. You can use these buttons here to find out, okay, what's going on, what's becoming popular, what's showing growth. The keyword section, if you look at that blank, you can put in any word there. So iPhone app. I can go to this software, put in app, APP, or different derivations, and have it show me what is being searched for and talked about around the world as far as the word app, but has low supply. Or I can put in there review. What review, like a review site, are people looking for but can't find, so that you could set up a review site. Or you could put the word price. So if someone types in UGG boots price, they're probably ready to buy. What are people using with the word price that they're ready to buy right now? Could I do an Amazon type link? Geo-targeting, the screen got cut off here. That's also in our new interface, so you could type in your zip code, see what kind of niches there are, what kind of trends around you, what's coming from maybe one side of the country to the next that you want to be ready for. We've also added a social space. How is my trend doing on Twitter? I'm sure a lot of people in the audience are using Twitter, using Facebook. Does my trend relate there? If I'm going to promote it on Facebook or Twitter, is there something there to promote? Finishing up, I just took this screenshot this afternoon as a quick show you what it looks like. You'll see in our top 50 results, we have navigation apps, extremely popular. They're putting GPS companies out of business. Everybody's using their smartphone. iPhone insurance has always one of been the top 50 trends for the last year. Everybody wants to insure their iPhone. I brought up the next two for this IM group, internet business models. There's a great example. You want to compete on how to make money online and never get on page 1, or would you rather be on page 1 for something like internet business models where those people are looking for the same thing? So there's a phrase with high demand, low supply, you can either rank for SEO, do PPC for, and finally photography training online free is another niche that right now is showing strong demand, low supply. We run our system on the new search engine, Now Relevant. It's a new search engine that shows you everything about your subject, but just for the last 2 weeks. And we also have video PPC as well as part of our offering. So I ran out of time. It was great to talk to you, and I'll be up back.
Thank you very much. Now, that was cool, eh?